Hi there, and welcome in. If this channel is new to you, my name is Millie, and here I play Minecraft and hopefully help you relax. In this series, I work on my forever world, and each video I try to add something new. I hope that I can keep you company with whatever it is you're doing, and I hope that you enjoy spending some time here in my world. So, let's go. And we are starting today on the beach, overlooking the lands, the land between. And we have the bunny in the boat that we met in the last episode. And before you judge me, I don't want them to run away, so I'm just gonna... They're happy in the boat. What's that meme of like they have the AC on, they're listening to their favorite song. They're fine. Okay, and I made a few small adjustments to the area around here, so we have a nice extra fence just for safety. And I think that's pretty much it. I think eventually I would like to add some kind of scenery in the distance here, which is very controlling because I will have to manufacture the environment. But I like the idea of having somewhat of a view. So if you're new here, I'm going to do a little bit of a recap slash tour of the world. So recap of last episode, we basically were out the entire time looking for a sniffer. Also, this is the problem about being on creative, is I am on creative mode just because it allows me to be creative. But I don't like to spawn in animals. I like to get them myself. I just feel like that's almost too much. But because I picked up these fish on creative and I placed them down, they're not consumable in the same way as though I was in creative. Not creative, sorry. These specific fish that I picked up last episode, I don't think they're the same ones I've just put down, which is sad, but you know, it's the punishment for trying to play God, I guess. Still no sign of the nautilus that kind of roams around, even though I did pick up some pufferfish for them. So yeah, that's pretty much the recap. We found a single sniffer. I did want to get maybe two, but alas, I only found one. And it was really nice. It's the first time I've ever done archaeology in Minecraft, and it was really nice to do something new. And so for the introduction to the village and the tour to the world, this is where I've chosen to build the forever village. And it's really nice because there's this one island over here that has a village, and it's separated by this big island with cherry blossoms on it, and also a pillager outpost. And then there's another over here, and we have our village that I've chosen to work on. So it's a really, really good area. I've spoken a lot about what I want to do with the place, but so far it's just, it's coming together slowly. So this is the fishing hut. It is blue, like the sea, and we've got a little cat, some fish on the wall, lots of the oxidized copper, it blends really well with the warped wood. And that's another sort of rule I have whilst using creative, is I can't just use blocks that I've never found before. So I have found a warped forest in the nether already, which is why I can use the wood. And then we placed lots of stone around this cliff, this hill here, to support the lighthouse, and we have some rock pools. And then the beach is quite empty for now, but eventually I'm going to add some more and some stairs because I want to show you the lighthouse, but realistically, well, not realistically because I feel like you would be able to climb up, but we need a staircase. So I'm gonna go the long way around just to show you the way right now that you can get to the lighthouse. And I'm gonna add some light to this underground pass here. This is Smuggler's tunnel. work in progress. Names are always in progress. Again, I still haven't done a poll for the tavern that we made, but this is the docks, and we have different stations here, and a little storage area that is constantly being overgrown with the vines. I love vines, but they are unruly. And then up the stairs here we have the first building that I've built in this area, and it's the tavern or the inn. And I'm really pleased with this. It's kind of inspired very loosely by the inns of Skyrim. Very loosely, emphasis on that. But yeah, we have some seating, a nice fireplace, and a big bar. And then upstairs there are 2 rooms. It's probably the biggest inspiration from Skyrim, is that their taverns or inns don't really have that many rooms. So yeah, this is the first one, and now I'm looking at it, those are very overwhelming. So yeah, this is the blue room. Again, name in progress, just ignore the leaves that are poking through. And this window is lovely, it frames the lighthouse. And this is the bigger kind of master bedroom suite. And I'm always always looking for things I can change. So I think I'm just gonna make this a nice headboard. It has a double bed, a fireplace, and a balcony, which is one of those kind of fake balconies. You know how some apartments have doors that just like lead to nowhere? It's just sort of like doors on the side of the building, but they have bars in front. What is that called? It's definitely a word for that. Like an integrated balcony. It's one of those. So, but it still counts. It's still, I like it. And then we have a very practical storeroom with some barrels of wine and stuff that you keep in barrels. Some wood here for the dock hands. And yeah, it is connected to the docks itself. Let's add a bit more wood. Lots of storage space here. And yeah, it's a nice little shortcut to the docks. But we will go back up the traditional way to the bar. And there's something about the door. I think opening the door from the left to the right from the outside makes sense, but there's something about opening it from the left to the right from inside. It just doesn't feel right. I don't know. How do doors open? I need to go look at my door and see how it opens. And then we have the little walkway to the lighthouse. And this is the first structure that I built. The tavern is the first sort of building living space, and this is the sort of landmark of the village. And then now we have the star of the episode, the Sniffer egg. And I quickly googled how to kind of raise a sniffer, and it said that if you put them on moss, they grow faster in the egg. So yeah, and because we're on creative, I only got one, I am gonna get rid of the rest. So this is the little guy. Exciting. I think it should take like 10 to 20 minutes, and we'll let them cook. But I'm excited to see one in real life. I've never seen one at all in Minecraft, even in like testing worlds. And yeah, the staircase is definitely something that I realize I need to add. I mean, people can just walk down and up this hill, but it would be nicer to have a suitable staircase. So, this area, I've decided I appreciate all the advice and the suggestions of putting seating here as well, and I completely agree. But I think we are going to wait until the cushions are out, until we have the cushions. So I'm going to leave that space empty for now, and we've just had a little nap in the blue room, ready for today and today's plan. And if you were here last time and you will remember that I mentioned the dire need for villager housing. And it is true, we do need to get the villagers out of their current housing situation. But when you think of a town for a world, I mean, the tavern makes sense because people are new here. It's connected to the docks. After work, people can go into the tavern. People who are just arriving can stay in the inn. But then what else would you find close to sort of the entrance of a village? And I'm thinking farm, right? I think it's away from the residential area and sort of using the bigger mass of the land outside of any walls. So I'm gonna build a little farm situation. So that's gonna be a farmhouse for the farmer's family. And then I really want sort of organic looking wheat fields. And I want to grow pumpkins and strawberries, which we have the resource pack for, and potatoes, carrots, everything. I just want it to look very natural. And again, I'm kind of thinking about Whiterun when I think about this. If you're new as well and you haven't seen my videos before, I've talked at length in one of the videos about cities and favorite video game cities, and that's kind of why I wanted to make my own, because I love video game cities so much. And Whiterun is one of my favorites, and in that they have the farming lands outside the wall, but it's still sort of in the run up to the city. It's like it's still in the same sort of area. So instead of the barracks, we're going to put the farm a bit closer to the city. And this is a bit of a dangerous spot. Oh, it does seem to go nowhere though. But you know already that the villagers are gonna see this and they're gonna they're gonna venture down here. Villagers just want to be, they just want to explore too. So yeah, we'll fill that up. But I'm thinking I don't want to start with the wheat field straight away. I think I might do a farmhouse and then have it curve around to fields and a windmill. But I think I might have to eat away at the space that we have on the right. So where all the trees are, I think I'm gonna kind of cut some of them down, do a bit of terraforming to give us more space for the farmhouse. It's difficult because I know what I want. I want the farm, but it is still kind of hard to visualize that in this world. The scale as well. Minecraft is always scale of stuff I always struggle with. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna start off by cutting back a little bit and then see how I feel about the space. And I'm always big on looking for inspiration. I think some of you know that. But I'm kind of struggling to find inspiration for a farm I want, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. It's good because I have to rely on my own creativity, but it's bad because it's so hard to see what you want in the world. And I'm just gonna do this just to get rid of some. Oh, that is, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, Um, hmm. Clearly, I don't understand how water physics work because I thought that would get rid of it. Okay. This is fine. I just need a bucket to scoop up the water with. Okay, I thought this would work. This is fine. We just need to stay calm. And I'll switch to a method that is tried but true. What an interesting phenomenon. I'm just gonna build around where I think the source is to hopefully cut it off. Okay, that seems to have done it. Now we can remove it. Okay, situation has been resolved. We just need to stay calm. Oh, and I definitely want to add some trees. I think adding trees will be the greatest difference maker for the world. But then I also tell myself that I can't add trees until the main structures are done. But what's the harm in adding like one just to see how it looks? Oh, it's like a broccoli tree. I think it's nice enough. I'm gonna add some azalea leaves, which are possibly my favorite leaves in the game. I just think that they're just way more dense in terms of the amount of leaves on the block, and I think the color is really nice. So yeah, we're doing a nice sort of gradient. Again, I'm not a builder. I just treat myself to playing on creative, and I like building stuff, but I would never. I'm not gonna consider myself a builder or someone who knows about gradients or is good enough to make recommendations to other people. Okay, I think it's looking okay. Maybe if I make it a little bit thinner. There's so much about Minecraft, and I guess any sort of creative project where you don't really know what it is you want. So you just kind of make small changes here and there until it just looks right or it just feels right. Okay, I think that's okay for now. Obviously, it would be so much better to make my own tree, but again, I'm not very good at that, and I think for now this is fine. And I love the way this flower looks in this resource pack. Thank you for anyone who answered the question last time. Um, I really do appreciate them. I really do like reading the comments. I will say sometimes it's hard to see all the comments on the video. I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but YouTube doesn't really show me all of them, and it doesn't show me like replies to other people's comments. So sometimes I don't get to see or like moderate replies. So yeah, sorry if if I'm it looks like I'm slacking on that. I don't get to see everything. But I do see when you guys respond to comments or when you leave dolphins, which honestly made me smile so much because that was very late into the video. And if you don't know, I just said if you made it this far into the video, leave a dolphin. And yeah, some people did that, and it was really nice to see that. of course, if you're using these videos to sleep, or if it's just on in the background, I would never fully pay attention to a video like this. So I don't blame anyone for not hearing that. But if you did, that was really cool and that was nice. So thank you for playing along with the dolphin emojis. Where is the sniffer? The sniffer is alive! Oh my gosh, look at this guy. Oh, they really are. Oh, that's a noise. They're really sniffing, aren't they? Oh, I wonder why they're called sniffers. Oh, they're so cute. The animation for the nose. That's kind of different for Minecraft. I guess you can tell it's a new mob. Wow. And the noises they make are so interesting. Let's just really comprehend the fact that this creature is ancient. They are from a whole other world. And they were just living in an egg underwater. And now they're here, sniffing my lighthouse. Isn't that incredible? I wonder if they want some more moss. I guess that's what they like. I don't really know where to encourage them to go. I don't have any kind of not enclosure. I would never. I don't want to enclose them. Enclose them. This is looking kind of dangerous, Sniffer. I don't think you want to go down there. Surely not. Surely they're not gonna go. Okay, they're fine, they're fine. Wow, they are so brave. I wonder if, how they take damage. Are you resistant to full damage? Oh, the little legs are so cute. Oh my gosh, we need way more mobs. I wonder if I can encourage them to come back. I don't know if the music is too loud, but I'm just gonna put it down a little bit. Come on, Sniffer. Come sniff these plants. Because in my head, if they fall into the water, I can't imagine, even though they were in water, I can't imagine they swim. I just see them sinking like a rock, but maybe it's because they're quite a large creature. But they do kind of have like an aquatic vibe. It's probably the big snout or beak, because it looks very beak-like. And I haven't forgotten about you, Bunny. I'm sorry. I just don't know what to do with you yet. A little bit of detail everywhere, as I see it necessary. It's kind of how I'm building this world. I can't tell if it's better to have the music on frequently or constant because I have to say I do really like selecting music for this series. In the intro, I have so much fun choosing a song, and it really, again, it makes me smile when people know the track. So when I did Life is Strange or Monster Hunter, as long as I don't get copyrighted, which is always scary, it's nice to kind of show my interests through the music that I use. And yeah, there's just so much incredible video game music. So I always want to include some of that in the video. And as lovely as Minecraft music is, I think the tracks that tend to play on the overworld are somewhat limited. They feel a bit, well, I feel like I always hear the same song, so maybe putting it on frequent is better. Let's go check on Sniff, Mr. Sniff. The sounds are crazy. Wait, they sound like they're crying. Do you think they're lonely? I know I should have got another one. I tried so hard, buddy. I'm really sorry. I will find you someone else. Oh, wait, that's kind of funny. I will try and find you someone else. I'm going to just put some moss instead of this dirt because this is something I've been doing in my server with my friends, is kind of changing the mountains from dirt to moss, because that way, instead of them being kind of like dirt cliffs, they look more like rolling hills. So I do prefer that aesthetically, so I'm going to do a little bit here and there. Yeah, I'm going to do this in the lovely morning light of Minecraft. And if you didn't see or didn't hear me ask the question last time, I asked, what do people prefer, sunsets or sunrises? And I said that despite being a chronic night owl, it's really, really bad, I love sunrises because the start of a new day is always, I don't know, it just feels full of potential. And I like watching kind of nature wake up. And there's something about the morning light that's just really, really bright and fresh. And I think I have a lot of kind of good memories with mornings as opposed to like evenings. Not necessarily getting ready for like work or school. Typically only remembered for the bad times, the suffering of waking up. But say you're going on vacation, so my family would drive down to like the coast, or maybe we go out for like a day trip to a theme park, and waking up early and getting in the car and seeing the sunrise and listening to music with the window down, some of the best times. Even the bus in high school, I take a bus to school, and I genuinely, it was such a highlight of my day. I really, really liked it. The bus rides would be like 45 minutes there and back, and I would read and listen to music, and yeah, I really, it was like my favorite time. I got to be left alone and just zone out, and it was lovely. One of the best parts of going in like a car journey are the service stations. I love a good service station, and I think I've seen people like go to all the service stations in the UK or like rank them. And that content is very interesting to me. I think it's very exciting. And they always smell like there's like a very faint waft of petrol and really strong coffee. And I really like that. It makes you feel productive. There's still something I really want to do in life is go on a road trip. I would love to. I don't want to drive, but I want to be a passenger and stop at fun little spots and cafes and stuff. Oh, and then also one of the absolute highlights of like traveling, and I say all of this as someone who has barely traveled in their life, and I haven't stayed in many hotels and stuff, but a hotel breakfast, oh my god, love it so much. There's just something about breakfast food. I mean, it's very simple, but yeah, I really like a hotel breakfast with coffee, and maybe you're traveling the rest of the day or you have something else to do, but I don't know, I just really like that kind of, it feels, liminal is the wrong word, but it feels very out of the ordinary for me. So whenever I have a hotel breakfast, it's very special. I don't live a very interesting life, but maybe someone can relate. But then also, I have worked, like I mentioned last time, in a hotel before, in a hotel restaurant, and doing the breakfast shift there was very chaotic and very hectic. So working it is not great, but being the one enjoying the food, very nice. Okay, and now I'm going to sort of map out where I want the house to be, the big farmhouse. And I haven't looked up specifically farmhouse because I don't think there's any kind of rules on that or general way they should look. I guess just rustic. So, of course, I've gone onto Pinterest and I found the inspiration that I want to use for the house, and I will put it on the screen and any credit that I can find. And yeah, it's just, it looks very similar, if I'm being honest, to the tavern, but slightly different. And I do have an idea of kind of what I want the aesthetic of the village to look like. I do like the kind of old fashioned, medieval esque beams and cottages, but I don't know if I like how harsh the pale oak looks. But I don't really have a great alternative for now, and I think if I made a house here opposite the tavern that aesthetically looked quite different, it would kind of, it would just wouldn't look right. So I'm going to stick with a spruce, pale oak, and dark oak color scheme, material scheme. And I've just turned the volume of the rain down because it can be quite a lot, quite heavy sometimes. And I think this gives me enough space where I can make whatever I want with the entrance. I could even cover this with trees to make it a bit more hidden. encircle it in a fence. But yeah, I think that's the ethos I'm going with for this whole place. Is I'm very indecisive, and my attention is can be changed very quickly from what I want to build. But I think as long as I make something exist first, that's good enough. So I'm not going to think about it anymore, I'm just going to do it. And I'm not sure what sort of material I want to have as the base. I do like the warm colour of the mud, but I don't like how uniform it is. I'm not sure. I just want some more blocks. The reference I'm using, they have, of course, Mizuno's 16 craft, like the resource pack, and it adds incredible colours and textures to the blocks that we know and love. But I unfortunately am not using that, so I'm just gonna have to try and pick similar colours. I do think the dark oak and the pale oak are a bit too high contrast, maybe, but I wanted to make it similar enough to the tavern but still slightly different, so I'm just using the same sort of materials in a different way. And also with the rain in the game, I think I can almost say that we've all successfully made it through summer. I know it's still technically still summer, but it feels like there's been a change in the wind a little bit, at least where I am. And the colder chill is soon to be upon us, which I'm very excited for. I honestly cannot wait. I just feel like heat really makes it difficult to do a lot of things. And yeah, when it's colder, I just feel more alive, you know? Not to be dramatic, but basically when you can go outside in jeans and a hoodie, that's my ideal weather. That's perfect. And if this is your first time watching me build something, I do obviously build on creative, but I try not to use the fly ability too much. I think just for my own kind of, um, I don't know, I just want to, I don't want to be, not that I'm trying to be realistic, but sometimes the fly is a bit much. And you'll see that it's kind of switch between using the fly ability and not using the fly ability. I think that I don't like to use it too much because it feels like too overpowered. But sometimes for doing mundane stuff like sorting out the roof, I probably will be flying around. But yeah, for smaller builds, I just try to do it more traditionally. But like I said, I'm not a builder, but I do look up inspiration for builds, and I don't follow the tutorials. I just kind of look at what people have made and then try to recreate it myself. So that's why I'm kind of stopping to look at the picture, maybe count how many blocks they've used, or try to see what the design is like, and try and recreate it. So now I'm just going to work on the interior, and I think already from the outside it looks quite like a large building, but I'm gonna try and compensate that by making it not very deep. So don't make it run too far back, and just kind of keep a lot of the size up front. I think it's the shape is good. Again, the white is just very stark. I'm tempted to switch it to terracotta, the white terracotta, but then I think that's almost too dark and too warm toned. We need more neutral colors, and I know with the what's it called, the dappled forest, I think maybe. That sucks that the sunflowers are facing not the right way, but because sunflowers are such a classic kind of farm flower, but it's okay, we'll make do. But the wood that they're introducing in the dappled forest it's a grey, but it's slightly darker than the pale wood, and I think that's cool. But we also have like stone, which is already grey. I would like an in between birchwood and pale oak, but warm toned. So if you took jungle wood, birchwood, and pale wood and kind of mix them together, that would be great. If we could just get one of those real quick. Mojang, that'd be great. Also, the mud makes such an interesting sound when you're stacking it. That's unexpected, honestly. Oh, and something I really want to talk about is Gamescom. The Gamescom opening night live, Gamescom night, Gamescom live. That show that Jeff does as well. Very excited for that. That could be your new favorite game there. I think it's always nice to see. And I don't have any kind of predictions or expectations. Um, I'm very confused. This is my first time seeing a zombie horse in creative mode. I thought him also on peaceful. I didn't know that could happen. But we will tie you up there, friend. Um, I hope you don't mean me harm. Can they hurt you if they're not in peaceful? That's so odd. But you know, we're very welcome to um new people. So welcome in, zombie horse. But yeah, as I was saying, I don't have any things that I want to see at Gamescom Night Live. Why do I keep saying Night Live? I don't know what it's called. But the live show that they do, there's nothing that I'm anticipating or expecting really. I think it sucks when you really want to see something and then you don't see it. So I know that something that is anticipated is the Silk Song DLC, Sea of Sorrows, and I hope so much for fans that it's there. I do, when I say for fans, I am not including myself because if you have seen on my second channel, I tried to play Silk Song and if I'm being honest, it just made me miserable. I was not good at it at all. I finished Hollow Knight, but Silk Song just felt like such a big difficulty jump that I just wasn't enjoying it. And I think I always say this with games that are like that. Everyone can beat any game that they want to if they are willing to put in the time and have the determination. And in the moment, I haven't, I didn't, and I haven't found that since. So I think the game is fantastic. I did vote for it for Game of the Year, I think, as well, even though I didn't finish it because I see it for what it is. I think it's an amazing game, and I really respect the developers, but yeah, it just wasn't for me at the time. And speaking of Game of the Year, I guess Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, I think. I did play that when it came out, and I know people love that game, and then some people hate it. I didn't think it would be that kind of divisive. I think it's a really good game. I enjoyed playing it, but I wonder if that's gonna get some DLC, or if it has it gotten any DLC already. And just to get it in, guys, you know I have to do it. Where's the Baldur's Gate DLC? I already know that they're not doing that. They announced that pretty early on that they were not going to make DLC, and that Larian Studios have moved on to the next game that we saw the trailer for. But it would be my dream to receive more DLC for that game. But yeah, let me know if you are looking forward to anything at Gamescom. And yeah, I don't know what people are saying might be there. What other things are people anticipating? I know that GTA has got like a Netflix trailer, which is a bit of an odd decision there. What else is there? Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing that I'm really anticipating. I mean, every single time this sort of thing comes up, my brain thinks of Elder Scrolls, a new Elder Scrolls game, and I just know that that game is going to be probably at least another like 10 years in the making. I will say, years ago when they did that little reveal trailer for the next Elder Scroll games, like, oh, it's in production, that was incredibly infuriating. I feel like there's no point in doing that, because unless we're going to see it in the next like 5 years, I don't want to know. I'd rather not know that you're working on it, because now I want it. I want to play it now. This is shaping up to be pretty okay. We've got the fundamentals down, and I am flying because I want to get this done. And now just comes the boring part of trying to figure out how to do the roof on the entire building. I think I'm gonna have the I'm not sure how they did it in the inspiration photo, but for me I'm going to make the highest point of the roof that front bit, like the front facing 3 window triangle, and then have the roof above the door be slightly lower and have the big bit kind of like blend into the main roof. That was probably really hard to understand, but you'll see what I mean, maybe. I actually really like the way the brick adds a bit more warmth. Brick is not really a material that I use often when I'm building. I really do stick to the same sort of materials. It's always spruce, always pale oak, quartz, dark oak, and then the cherry blossom stuff. So this is nice. This is new for me. And whilst I've already spoken about how I want to have wheat and potatoes and all these vegetables for the farm, but in my forever world, the animals are we don't consume the animals. They're just like they're pets. So eventually if you guys want a name, and if the pigs or the cows or the chickens, they will be kept alive. This is a sanctuary rather than a farm. I just want the farm aesthetic. The vegetables though, they will be culled. Yep, they will be. And in the picture they've added buttons to the end of the logs, and I like how that kind of covers up the dot in the middle, because my eye is always drawn to that dot, so this kind of takes a bit of the attention away from that. It's just small things like this that I would never think to do by myself that always impresses me about builders. And I would love to add some kind of gradient in the way that they've done, but I think compared to the pale oak, it's just not. It's going to be difficult to find something that doesn't kind of look too different. Just have a see. Let's have a look. We'll keep working on that for the morning. And I just made sure to get a little bit of rest in before we continue doing the project. Always have to know when to stop and take a break. See, that is too different. It looks too different. Oh, you can kind of see how I've carved out the mountain behind us for the house. And I definitely did not use TNT. That would be too much, too destructive. I did use TNT. I used it. Yeah. But I filled up the space with some moss, which I love so much. Moss is genuinely probably my favorite block. I know that that's that's like a classic Minecraft question. What's your favorite block? But moss is just incredible. It can do so much. And I think I'm just going to finish the roof in quiet, and I will check in again when we're done. This is kind of the epitome of your builder friend saying they're gonna work on the house while you're in the mine, and you come back, and it's just the front of the house that's done. Okay, and I think that's pretty much done for the roof. The walls are not fully built, but it's a good start on the roof. Then we'll just do a bit of decorating on the outside. Again, one of the best perks of the mod pack that this builder has used is that the regular torches, when placed on a wall, they become lanterns that are just like stuck to a wall, they don't hang down, and they are so good. And I've really thought about going into the mod pack and just picking out the bits that I like, that are kind of nice small changes. But I really, I'm so scared about breaking the game and not being able to play on later updates that, yeah, I'm gonna leave it for now. I also don't want to upset like the person who made the mod, so I don't know what is okay and what isn't, so I'm just going to refrain for now. But I think from the perspective of the inn, it's quite nice looking. Oh yeah, this is definitely, wow, you built the house, I can't wait to see it. And then it's oh, it's not finished. And these are my compensation for sunflowers, because we don't have the sunflowers. And of course everything has to be covered in sort of overgrown foliage. It just adds so much. I can't do any other aesthetic than like cozy, foresty. But it's my favorite. And now I'm thinking about it. The fact that I've used quartz stairs for the indents above the windows, I could probably use quartz for detailing. Wait, I think that looks good. It looks okay. And it kind of breaks up the big wall of pale oak. So I'm happy with that. I'm glad that I found something that works. Very nice. And now I'm just working on the interior, which always looks a mess when I don't follow a tutorial, because I don't know how it looks so much worse than the outside, but somehow it usually does. Wait, big guy, you've grown so much. Good job. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. I do want to see if I can stand on top of you though. I know that's really rude, but I just want to. No, okay, that was very invasive, and I'm really sorry. But wow, buddy. Oh, I kind of want them to be. Yeah. I kind of want them to be outside the houses, the farm and the inn. They grow up so fast. And it's pretty much finished in here. Well, I mean, it's not, but structurally, yes. Just need to, once again, clean up the roof area. And then I have added a new tree next to the inn, but it would be nice to add a tree here. And let's make it chunky once again. I don't mean to put this down this many lamps. I think it's nice. It's a bit too chunky, but we will just cut down some of the leaves. And yeah, I think this looks very nice. It's like a nice addition. And I hope to add many more trees in the future. yeah, guys, I think this will probably be it for today's episode. Thank you so much for spending time with me. If you're still here and you would like to like and subscribe, I know it's very YouTube cliche, but it helps a lot. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed your time here today. And I hope you have a really good weekend. And I will see you again next week. So, yeah, thank you so much. And I will see you next time.